All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to November the 12th. Another day of market update, another day of a government shutdown. Hopefully, the government shutdown will open up today. That's big news this today, especially. So we can start getting our data back, especially the CPI and the PPI and all the other data. So we can move forward on predicting what direction this market's gonna keep going. So it's been a good morning so far. It's been a pretty steady morning this morning, especially looking at the ES futures and the NASDAQ futures since the market has gone above 6804, which I said it was very bullish. Remember this bullish candle when I pointed out the other day? I said, what is going to happen if you go above open here? It's going to be all bullish, and especially above 6804. So we've been running to the upside on the market. So I don't see any market really a bearish sign till we break below 6804 again if it happens. Okay, so we also gonna need a lot to push this market higher. And right now it's just running on good news that the government has been now since last Friday. We talked about since Friday this candle formed, and since then the market has been running nicely to the upside. But eventually market's gonna need some sort of really a catalyst really to push the market higher. So we haven't got that yet, and the next catalyst could be talking about interest rates. Soon as this year, Black Friday, Christmas shopping on all that could be a positive into the market. So around this time of the year, when you get into December, you get a little bit optimistic and about the life as general, and especially around being around Christmas time. So where's the markets going right now? So we're looking for the ES futures to maybe possibly come to the top here, and then maybe even break out to the upside with the interest rate cut, and looking forward to interest rate cuts again next year. So the market is holding pretty steady, but I'm still not very comfortable at owning long-term stocks. Short-term swings, yes, short-time trading, yes, but long-term still scares me with this market going straight up like that. Okay, we need some sort of correction. This was a good one back in April, and hopefully we can get another one just like this one here. This is what I want. If we can get that, then I feel much more comfortable at owning stocks and going further market to the upside. So this morning ES is up 25 points, Nasdaq is up 166 points. So it's been pretty consistent performing overnight. It's been all the trades that have been good to the long side. So basically been a risk on all day today. So let's see what happens time the market rolls around at 9:30. What direction the market's gonna go? Not a lot of earnings are affecting the market anymore. Big earnings are gone in the last couple of weeks. Only small earnings that are not, it's not going to affect the market that much. So there isn't much really left. So let's nothing on the calendar again today. We'll get the CPI tomorrow. So just quickly take a look here. What Feds are talking, if it's going to affect the market a little bit at all. So here, this pretty much Wednesday, we're getting Australian employment change and unemployment rate. That's about it. There's not really a lot planned on this here. So pretty quiet. Just tomorrow that is this week here. Just want to quickly show you tomorrow. Um, why is this? Sorry, I think this is filtered out. Okay, never mind. Just we'll leave it. There's CPI coming out tomorrow. That's what I wanted to show you, the numbers. So just everything else is filtered out here. So we'll go into the earnings quickly. Take a look at what earnings are in here. Earnings. So today, this morning, just Cisco Systems. They're coming out at PM. Manulife, the big Canadian company, if you still own the shares in this one, I own a very small number of shares I always keep in case I wanted to buy the stock back. I know it's a good one. So if you still own it, I think it's a good one. Still own it. Loblaw, somebody talked about yesterday. They got the earnings coming out this morning. We'll take a look at that later on the day, what's going on with that. Other than really, there isn't a lot. Power of Canada, that's another good stock in the financial sector here if you guys are looking. I like that company as well. And there's no any other ones now, not really. So those are the pretty much it. So getting back to the market, what is going on with the market? Let's take a look at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq is sitting at 25,800. Same thing. If you guys remember, I talked about ABC patterns: higher highs, lower lows, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low. Can this go back to higher high here? Okay, that's what it's trying to do. But we won't know the fact till if it breaks above here. Okay, so only thing I'm a little worried about is being lower low, higher high, possibly going to lower low here. Okay, so it's a one way to guess at what direction the market could possibly go. So right now, my guess would be this bullish sign here, possibly breaking this to the higher high and then possibly coming to a lower low. Okay, so let's see what how it performs, how it does. The Nasdaq. So ES is the same thing, guys. Pretty much so higher high, lower low. Can this continue to the upside and create a higher high? We won't know it until this breaks above here. And this is all technical, nothing to do with fundamentals. It's all technicals, trying to guess your best guess at technical wise what direction this market gonna continue to go. Okay, ABC patterns is a really good method. I don't know if anybody learned that method. That method is really good in teaching you how many times this ABC patterns happen before we get a reversal to the downside. It's a really interesting. Technical is very good stuff. If anybody's just thinks technical charts are not good, technically actually, if you learn the candles, you learn the patterns, you learn how this thing moves, you can guess where the market's gonna go. All right. So, anyways, let's take on the Dow Jones. Dow Jones got 30 stocks in it. It is trying to break. See, higher high, lower low. It is trying to go to higher high here. So if it breaks here, this is a very bullish for the market, especially if it breaks above here. These three candles here are negative candles, so we do need to get above them. So 48,221, if we get above them, we're going to have a nice breakout on the Dow to the upside. Okay, so what is IWM doing? Sitting at 244. Like I said yesterday, it's a bullish sign to the upside. I think it's going to hit 250 with the next rate cut. It's moving nicely. It did move nicely, up yesterday, right from here, from 242, and it's now sitting at 245. 250 is the target again on this one. Oil sitting at 60 bucks. What is oil doing? Oil is just below our golden line. I still think this is going to go lower on gold. I don't think we're going to get above this golden line. If it does go above the golden line, you're not going to be short anymore. You should be long. So we're looking for this price to come up here and see what it does, but I don't think it will. I think we will get pushed back to the downside because of what's going on in the markets right now. Take a look at the gold. Gold been like I said, it has to get above here for me to go long bullish on gold right now. 41.71 or 41.75. If we can push above that, then this can come back right to 43, 40, above 4,400 on gold again. So let's see what happens in the next. It is starting. We got a big strong bullish candle. Then we are now starting getting a little bit of candles that are happening back here. If we keep getting small candles here, we'll see how it reacts. But again, the key factor, watch for this to break above 41.75, and that's when we'll see if we can go higher. Again, very easy. Just keep a close eye on this one. Silver, on the other hand, I think is much more stronger than gold right now, and silver should be stronger because it has performed nothing near what gold has done. So I think silver is trying to catch up. Silver is up 1.65%. Gold is only up 0.5%. I think silver is going to outperform gold the way it looks like in the next little while. This is a very strong trend to the upside. Okay, the Russell 2000 is sitting at 2474. It's I think it's going to continue to the upside as well with these interest rate cuts. If you look at all of them, they all have a pretty bullish candle, don't they, from Friday? Every one of them, if you look at them, that's why this market is going to the upside there. Looking at the VIX, VIX is dying down again. Very bearish candle right there, and it's just been pushing it to the downside. So Right now, there is nothing happening out there in the market. Even Donald Trump is so quiet lately. I wonder why, but he's quiet lately, not stirring the pot anywhere. So it's kind of the VIX has calmed down a little bit. We could start getting this VIX going back to the upside if we start getting the CPI and the PPI numbers tomorrow. CPI and PPI on Friday. So this could start getting a little bit of on the big side again tomorrow. And looking at the 10-year yield, this is good for the market when the 10-year yield goes down, 4.08. Okay, sitting at lower, if it can get below 4%, that is also good for the market. Why? Interest rates come down, people can borrow money cheaper, and it's fantastic for our RTK stock. If I'm accumulating that baby, I definitely think that's going to go a lot higher. So, uh, if I get excited about a stock, I know a lot of people ask me about stocks after I'm done with this market update. They call me later on. I really think you should listen to this market update. If you miss it every day or something, miss it, listen to the market update on what I'm talking about. This is where I'm really on top of my game on stocks, what I'm trying to say to you guys, and what you should buy or sell. So I'm really excited about RTK. I think the interest rates are going to come down. They're going to come down next year when we got a new Fed chairman. We know Donald Trump wants to bring this. I know they want to do these long-term debts. Right now, they're doing 6-month bills. They're doing 1-year bills. They're doing 3-year bills. They want to do 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And the only way they're going to be able to do those is if the interest rates come down. And if the interest rates come down, that's what they want, that we play along with it. So play the game ahead of time, play it in the right direction, in the right stocks. You will get rewarded. You just have to wait patiently. That's the only thing, is you have to be patient, wait. All right. So that's my game. That's the way I've been playing it for the last 30 years, and it will reward you. The thing to do is when you buy a good stock like RTKR, some of the other stock that I mentioned, put a little more money into these things, right? Don't put a little, if they come down when I'm saying add them, add some, right? So that's what you should do. I don't mean to go just take $1 million out on these things. When I'm saying I'm adding more when they come down, I'm adding more of them. And eventually my pile builds up like it did on the CNR. CNR just gave me a whole bunch of money all at once at 139. Now I got lots of free money that I can put right back in CNR again to try to get that stock more to the upside. So that's how you make money, slowly, by compounding, even at the same stock. If you're buying and selling the same stock over and over, there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. Okay? 10-year, like I said, if it can get lower, it's just going to be more better for the home stock, DHI, PHM, and all the other real estate, and especially the XLRE. I hope you guys bought that ETF a little bit in your portfolios for long term, even short term. I think it will perform. XLRE, if anybody didn't hear me. That's what I'm talking about. That's a real estate ETF on the US side. And on the Canadian side, you guys know I like SRU.UN. RioCan, I've been holding them for over a year now. Pretty close to a year. And they have given me between 15 and 20% just to return on without even doing anything on them or trading it or anything. They're just sitting there. Okay, with the dollar index is kind of sitting at 99.63. I'm looking for this trend to break to the downside. I know this thing is going to come down if the interest rates are going to come down. So the dollar is going to get cheaper in the US dollar I'm talking about. So let's take a look at the put call ratios. Again, going very strong towards the call side. And, again, this is the third day in a row. They all been, especially the SPY and the triple Q, have been pointing towards the call side. And when they point to the call side, what is the market doing? It's going to the upside. Okay, look at the market for the last 3 days. It's been going to the upside. And IWM also came very strong towards the call side. So what it's telling us, it's going to go up as well. Okay, so that's what these put call ratio is telling us. What about Bitcoin? What is Bitcoin telling us? Bitcoin is up about 2K right now. It was down yesterday. It's up today. It's waiting for interest rate cuts, or what's going to happen to the policy of Donald Trump. These tariffs, are they going to get shut down by the Supreme Court? From analysts, that's what all they think. That's what they all think is going to do. But I don't. I think a little bit differently. I think they're going to let him off the hook, and they're going to say you can't do anymore. You have done what you've done already. You can't do anymore. So he won't have to pay all that money back. Okay, that's what I think they're gonna do, and this is gonna make Donald Trump happy. It's also gonna make everybody else happy, probably. Okay, so that's what I think is gonna happen. Then when you take a look, hey, MSTR, the stock is barely up, and Bitcoin is to the upside. Be careful, it is going lower. Coin Exchange, on the other hand, has been taking a little bit of dump to the downside after a huge run. This was a huge run up here. So this market has been sitting sideways. I still believe this stock is better than buying MSTR or any other stocks on Ethereum. I do like one stock. I mentioned it. Not a stock. It's a stable coin, guys. You guys know how much I like Bitcoin, but I do like one thing. I did put it in the chart, and it's happening. That thing is that circle is what I'm talking about. The stock, stable coin, and I think there is a big push, not only by the Fed government, by a lot of the companies out there like Meta, Google, Microsoft. A lot of them are pushing for stable coin, and stable coin is 1-to-1 ratio on the American dollar. Okay, and why stable coin? Because stable coin can easily be transferred over the internet. Dollar can't be. Okay, but it's gonna be a ratio 1-to-1. They're not gonna let it go. Okay, they're not gonna let that go. The U.S. government will not. They probably could, because if they wanted to make, remember the debt, the $37 trillion debt. If the ratio of stable coin is 1-to-1, what do you think is gonna happen to the American dollar? American dollar, think about that one. I'll let you guys decide. Let me know what you guys think. What I'm thinking, what they're going to do. Okay, so I'll leave at that. That's a good conversation after 10 o'clock. Okay, if you guys want to get on a good conversation, we'll talk about stablecoin at 10 o'clock. What else is happening in the market, guys? I talked about the put call ratio. I talked about there's not much earnings coming out. There's not much happening on the forex exchange right now. The dollars is sideways. If you look at the pound, it's sitting at $1.31 still, and we got euro almost at $1.16, $1.1568. Right now, it's sitting at the Canadian dollar is still weak. I think the Canadian dollar. I think big policy on the Canadian dollar is a lot of people out there, especially a lot of analysts, are waiting to see what Canada GDP number is going to look like without a lot of the American help. The Canadians have been pushing a lot of trade with the Asians, Europeans, and everybody else, and a lot of people are waiting to see what effect that's going to have on the Canadian economy. If the Canadian economy does get strong, you're going to see a strong Canadian dollar. Okay, but if it doesn't, I think the Canadian dollar is going to sit where it is, or maybe even get weaker against the American. Right now, it's sitting at $1.40. I'm calling this Canadian dollar to be $1.30 in a year. I really think the Canadian economy is going to start picking up, and they're going to need all these our raw material, especially the U.S. Once their economy starts get going, they're going to need all this stuff. So big bold call on the Canadian dollar. In a year's time, nobody makes calls like while I don't think I need to they make those, but the wild call, I'll make it on the Canadian dollar to be much higher than where it is right now. So anybody else have any questions on any stocks they want to talk about? Because I put a few stocks in the chat this morning. So if you look in the chat, I put Eli Lilly up there with NVO. Both of them have a very good weight loss drug. So I'll put Lilly up first here on the chat on the chart here. So Eli Lilly is flying to the upside. I think their sales are going to be incredible in the next quarter. They already the stock has really been hitting the all-time highs again. And I think the stock that is really cheap, don't go after Eli Lilly, go after NVO. Okay, if you can get pick up this baby under $50, have some of it. Don't take a entire risk of it. But if you can get this under $50 here, and I think once it breaks above 50, yeah, I think this is gonna about to take off to the upside. Why am I saying that? Because both of them have a weight loss drug. And right now, Eli Lilly has stopped giving their employees this drug because they're giving them at a discount, but they're selling it outside, and they're becoming really a short of this drug. I can't believe how many people are actually taking this weight loss drug stuff, but there are a lot of Americans are overweight and they are taking this stuff. And if you can take a drug and not exercise and you lose weight, what else? You can eat like a pig, right? But what else? Anyway, I like NVO. NVO is cheap. I think Gurkeet likes it too. There's two of us here really like this stock a lot. And if you guys want to pick this up, I think it's a good one, especially at good price. View short term to long term on Novartis. And besides just a weight loss drug, Novartis is a very good drug company as well. The only problem is they're in Europe, and the Americans are putting 100% tax on it, but not on their weight loss drug. Okay, they're making money off that very good. And their CEO was in the office a couple of weeks ago, as well as with Eli Lilly and everybody else there. But anyway, I do believe this one here is a good one. The next one I'm talking about is Core Maddex. Core. I hope I don't know exactly if I'm announcing the company right, but anyway, they came out with earnings this morning. I always read a lot of companies when they're coming out with earnings, and I like to see some of them that stand out. What stands out of that? That's also how I find a lot of good stocks, is by reading about stocks that have just come out with earnings and what they look like and what the company does. Core Madex has a very good earnings. Look at, they doubled their earnings. They beat their revenue by 18 million. And what I like about this company is when I started reading into it, these guys are, people that have kidney problems or starting to get kidney problems really bad. This is a company that helps them. And if you look at the population as it's getting old, more and more people are developing, even some young people. I don't know why they're developing their kidney problems early, right? And this is a company that is going to be really busy if population gets worse and worse. So I really like the way what they're earning. I barely like any therapeutic stock, but this is the one that really stands out. I think it's also give a very good guidance. It's also pretty good. Let's see what the chart here show you guys what the chart looks like. I forgot what the ticker was here on this one, but I'll just punch in CORMED. Okay, this is the one, CRMD. So this is a pretty good price. It is up this morning on earnings, $12.06. I still do believe it's only 80 cents up. I do still believe this is a good stock, even buying here. You can buy it a break at about 12.64. So this is a good place to really buy here if it breaks out. But I like the stock even at current price. So for what they do, I think it's going to be a pretty good growth. So don't believe my words, guys. Do your own research and take a look at it and see what the stock is like. But I do think this stock here is gonna be, I think, pretty good in the future here. So that's Cormadex. Google got accused of Gemini. And, what they're saying is they're spying on their customers by the use of. They believe a lot of people can, through Gemini. They've been able to turn on cameras. They've been able to peek they've been able to record a lot of critical stuff that you guys like, banking and stuff like that, so that you guys do on your thing here. I don't know exactly how, but they are accusing them with the Gemini A chip that they're doing this. So this could be a bad news for Google, especially for their Gemini, but I don't know how much. Well, follow this story a little more, see what's going on, Is it going to get worse or going to get better? Okay, so um, that's pretty much it on Google. Anybody have any specific stocks they want to talk about that they want to take a look at it? Otherwise, I'm going to take a look at CNR. Again, CNR, haven't looked at it for a little while. I think this stock is a buy, and especially gets 135. It's been sitting in this range. That's the earnings that came out. Then it bounced right back to the downside. Another opportunity, 135, even at current price. I haven't bought it since I sold it, but I've been thinking about it here. I was thinking about it the other day when the stock went down to around 131, but I forgot completely about it, and the stock has now since come back up to 134. So let's see what, yeah, if you have not got any. Okay, NTR, we haven't talked about this stock for a while. Again, if you can settle this tariffs here, this thing here is gonna take off to the upside. As soon as these tariffs are settled, this stock has gone to the upside. It's just been waiting for that. But otherwise, the sales have been doing pretty good. The earnings came out really nice, and since the earnings, the stock has pumped right back to the up. Even without all those sales going to Ukraine and some of the other countries, this company has been doing very well, very well. Okay, CNQ is the other one. I like this one here, but the old price down. I said above this trend line. If you go have it above this trend line, I think it continues to the upside. I like the CNQ, definitely to the upside. I think TD is the fall of all the banks. If you're gonna buy any bank, Canadian bank or even the American bank, this is probably the cheapest bank still. It's going sideways. I think eventually this is gonna break out to the upside. CN TD. And remember, we got these earnings coming out at the end of this month in 3 weeks. Not even 3 weeks. Yeah, about 3 weeks. Today's the 12th, and they come out. The Canadian bank earnings come out at the end of this month. Okay, so I do believe they're going to have strong earnings like the American banks. I think TD is a buy here in going into earnings. Okay, if you have it, hang on to it. If you're looking to buy, I think into earnings, this baby will go up. Okay, so looking at some of the other stocks quickly, RCL. Let's take a look at RCL. Royal Caribbean Cruise. Again, I think this is a nice dip buying here. Okay, on cruises, they come down nicely. They had a big run. They were dead in the COVID time. Remember that? Since COVID, they have recovered really nice. Right? This is COVID, and there's a recovery of this stock. Wow, what a recovery, eh? So this is COVID. Anybody remember that COVID? Right? This little when there was a big panic in the market. What does it look like now? Over the years, it took us roughly. It took us good 4 years to recover. Really, to be honest, it took us 4 years to recover. 2008, 2009 it took only about a year to recover. So what I mean by is when the market was all-time high here, at sitting on RCL here, and it took almost RCL to 4 years to recover, but it did recover. It's a good stock, right? So there was another opportunity to buy here on a dip here, and this could be a buying on the dip. It could be an opportunity there. Devo, this could be a good opportunity to buy one. But what you can do is you can do a trend line right there. This is a good trend line. Try to touch as many candles as possible. Okay, this could be a nice buy to the upside there. Okay, RCL, yeah, good stock. I like it. Dollar Tree, I want to talk about DLTR. These stocks have pushed nicely to the upside. Remember the dip here? We told you guys to buy some. I don't know if you guys did, but if you did, fantastic. It's hang on to this one. Dollar General is in the same boat. It's a good one too, to the upside. Christmas comes around, it's gonna give you $3-4 easy. On the other hand, Dollarama, the one I got, and Dollar Tree, the ones I'm holding, are moving nicely back to the up 189 almost. I don't know how much I do have to pound the table to let guys 175, then 180 again here. So easy money here. Should you be buying here? I think still has a little bit of run, but I'm not pounding the table to buy this time. I was pounding the table here and here. but I'm not pounding the table here. But you still can probably make some money on it. I still think it's can run to 195. Why? Black Friday, Christmas coming up, so this thing can still push to the upside. Okay. Um, what else? Coke had a nice run. I swung trade. Remember back here. This was a nice swing trade. And is it time to sell? John, looks like the way it's has gone back and forth here and here. Maybe time to take some profit on Coke and maybe come back and buy it again. Coke hasn't gone anywhere. Pepsi is same thing. Pepsi's hanging around there at the 144 level there. So, both of them are the same boat. But really, long term, I'm waiting. I'm even waiting on BA a little more. I'm waiting on long term stocks to see if we can get some sort of correction here. But I like BA 195. Anybody, if you don't have that, then you should pick some up. But long term, it's going to the upside. But I'm waiting to add some more into BA. I originally said if it gets below 200, I will add. Well, it is below 200. You should be adding here. But anyways, I'm waiting a little bit longer. I will let you know when I buy. Anybody have any other questions? Because if you want to talk about stocks, we'll talk about more stocks after 10 o'clock. And we'll talk about what else we want to talk about. Anything or whatever else in your minds, because of the one I really pushing. I remember I pushed a lot of it at $17, 17.90. This is going to break this level here. It's going to go back to its all-time highs, whether it does it sooner or whether it does it later. And chances of this thing going back to the all-time high, I think are good. Okay. So that is a morning update, guys. If you have questions, I'm still here in front of it. I'm going to let Harvey do his market update, but I will see you. Otherwise, I'll see you right after his update. And again, if you have any stocks while you guys are doing the update, let me know here. So I will see you guys in about right after Harvey's update. So thank you. We'll see you in a few minutes.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone is having a good week in market so far. So Wednesday, November 12th, about